And you're on.
Hey everybody, it's Kristy
And Holly.
and we are Kristy and Holly, or Holly and Kristy
Whatever.
Unscripted.
Yeah. And this is our.
We are
Sorry.
we're a little overlapping, like there's a delay between our videos, so it might be a little confusing
Mm-hmm.
as we're used to this whole thing, but
Mm-hmm.
we are not able to be together to record our podcast, so we are trying this over video.
Yes. Um, yeah, so yeah, because we figured if we have to do it by distance anyways, we might as well do it by video because, I don't know, we really don't have anything better to do. So we might as well give it a go, and we figure everybody else is bored enough that they might find it interesting to watch us talk at each other.
You don't have anything else to do.
That's right. Well, I do actually. Okay, so that's one thing that I would like to talk about. That's one place we could start, I think, is getting things done during this time. Like, do you have stuff to do for work right now?
I do.
Are you doing it? You don't have
So
to answer
right
that.
now, the
Okay.
library is completely closed.
Right.
We're not open at all. We
Mm-hmm.
officially closed. But I do payroll.
Mm.
So we are still getting paid. I'm still doing all the pay.
Awesome.
I still have to pay the bills, and I'm keeping somewhat up with social media, not as much as I was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I share stuff once in a while. And like last week, there was a whole lot of chaos, I guess you can call it.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to figure out routine and what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
And it was hard to find a balance
definitely.
because the kids are on spring break, but technically they're not going back to school. So I was trying to keep them a little educated,
Mm-hmm.
and Alex is still working, and I was still working.
Mm-hmm.
So I would spend the time that they were learning, I would be working, but they still need me to kind of guide them while they're doing that. So it's like I'd be on the computer for a little bit and run out here to the kitchen to help them and then go back on the computer. And so I was really working like all hours of the day. I didn't
Right.
have a time
Mm-hmm.
that I worked. And so, yeah, anyway, we're trying to find our groove,
Mm.
I guess.
Was how were the kids with that? Like with doing work? Like, are they pretty
They're
well self-disciplined?
they're handling it
Good,
really, really well.
good.
I'm really, really impressed and
Mm.
thankful with how they're handling all of this, just because, and I think maybe having like video chats with their friends is
Mm-hmm.
helping because at least they have that kind of connection. But they lost their sports, they
Mm-hmm.
lost seeing their friends, they
Yeah,
lost any kind of schedule that they had had, and
yeah,
kids thrive on schedule.
yeah.
So getting up in the morning, going to school, having like gym class and music,
Mm-hmm.
and even though they don't, I mean, they complain about math and science and everything, they still enjoy those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
So it's everything that they knew has been taken away from them
Mm.
other than us.
Mm-hmm.
And they've adapted really, really well.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I find it's near impossible to get things done. Like I'm in a total fog, and I will be coughing throughout this video. And don't worry, anybody. I'm 99% sure it's not COVID, but it's been annoying. And I will admit, I've certainly been hyper vigilant about the fact that I have a cough and I have a thermometer close by just in case I start to feel warm. But yeah, so it's like I have autumn halftime. So we've decided, her dad and I have decided to go like every 2 days. Whereas before we had a different schedule because he had other stuff like basketball and stuff going on. So our schedule was all over the place. Hi, how are you?
You
Good.
want
Do your thing. Do your thing.
talking?
Huh? Keep
Keep
talking.
talking.
Okay. um, so yeah, so we've now decided to do every 2 days. So the days I have her, it's just her and me, right? So it's like, um, it's, you play, you eat, you play some more, you eat some more, go for a walk. But now, so we went for a walk and we were at the playground the other day, and that's great. But now they're saying no more playground, which I totally understand, and that's great.
Yeah.
But it means that taking her for a walk is almost not an option, because
Mm.
walk equals playground. And if we don't get to the playground, then it's going to be a problem if we get out there,
Right.
right? And our other big thing, our main thing, was we would go see my parents, Nana and Grampy. So, and that, I mean, we were out there at least once a week to hang out with them, and now we don't do that. So, I mean, we could go for a drive, but we can't go visit anybody. And I find it really, really weird, just because, well, I don't know. Half the time it's just her and me here, and then the other half it's just me here by myself. And so with her, it's filling the time. And when she's not here, it's like, like I can't, I can't function, because I'm kind of trying to get back into work mode, but then there's no urgency to do anything because everything is on hold. But I do have stuff to do. But it seems like everything's more difficult for some reason, like to get things done. Like,
Yeah.
and I work from home anyway, so it's not like my work environment has changed, but the the outer environment has changed so much that it's confusing. And like we were
Yeah.
saying this morning when we were talking, there's a weird kind of something about it is kind of nice, even though it's a terrible reason to be home, and it's a, like a, I mean, it's a friggin' pandemic, so there's nothing good about that. But there's something also kind of like, I don't know, you can't do anything, so you kind of have to relax a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like you go from one extreme to the other every other day almost.
Yeah, it's
And
weird. It's weird for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be difficult with how old she is, keeping her entertained.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where like our kids, Avery's downstairs playing on the PlayStation right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ruby's in her room watching like YouTube
Yeah.
videos, and Penny's
Hi.
here.
What's your shirt say?
Today I am a mermaid, tomorrow I will be a unicorn.
Oh, sweet. Nice. I want a shirt like that.
Look. Oh, yes. Okay, go play. But it's easy to just say, go play.
Yeah, go practice. Go do that. Yeah, no, Autumn.
Yeah.
She's pretty good at entertaining herself for a little while. She's kind of coming to the age now where she goes off and talks to herself and plays with her kitchen, and makes me coffee, and like, she's pretty good at that. But most of the time it's mommy sit, and then like we play kitchen together kind of thing, right? Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's a real blessing to be able to do it. Like, it's
Mhm.
like, it's because she changes every single second, so it's like the fact that we get to have this time is awesome. But there are moments where you're like, okay, so now what?
Yeah.
But I mean, I certainly can't complain, and I wouldn't complain. She's wonderful, and having the time with her is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, then when she goes, there's at least a good hour, maybe 2 hours, where I just don't really know what to do with myself. Especially now, like that happens anyway when she goes after I've had her for a few days, especially if it's like a long stretch for some reason. But right
Mhm.
now it's just sort of like, I walked around the house the other day when I first took her over to her dad's, and she's come back to me this evening. But I just kind of walked around the house, and I got a little emotional, not because I missed her per se, but just because everything was so weird, and I had no footing, and all I had eaten all day was brownies. So my brain wasn't nourished. and, yeah, but no, I find every time she leaves, I'm a little bit like, it takes me a little while to figure out who I am again.
Yeah,
So,
I'm mad.
and yeah, so right now it's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you're able to do like 2 days on, 2 days off kind of thing, so
Hmm.
that you have less of a space in between when you see her because of everything going on.
Well, and less time together all at once. Because, I mean, for either
Yeah.
one of us, me or her dad, like, we're used to her being at school, at daycare all day, Monday to Friday, right? So, because we both work full time. Um, So it's not like even when we do have her for a long stretch, it's morning and evening and then weekend, but it's not like it's not 3 or 4 days in a row of like just you and her because he lives by himself too.
Yeah.
So either one of us, it's just the parent and her. So it's long. It can be long. So I think 2 days is good for everybody because it's not too long to have her or to not have her, and it's not too long for her to be stuck cooped up in one place. She gets a change of scenery every couple days. So that's working out pretty good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a schedule we try to follow, and it doesn't go very well.
No.
It's there.
Yeah.
I try to get like a little bit of learning in, and last week was just like I said, it was whatever because we were just starting to kind of understand what was going on, what was going to happen, and the fact that we had to work from home now, and the kids are going to be home, and we're not allowed to go anywhere. And like as of yesterday, we're really not allowed to go anywhere. And yeah, like yesterday, was it yesterday that they announced that the borders were closed yesterday or the day
announced
before?
it on Sunday, and they closed yesterday, I think.
So, I mean, it's not like we go to New Brunswick often, but it's still like you almost feel trapped.
It's just knowing you can't.
Go.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, the same thing with me. I'm a total loner. I love to be at home. I rarely go out and socialize. Like when we get together or like when I have work meetings or whatever, that's socializing for me. Like, and that's how I like it. Every now and then I'll go hang out with my cousin and some friends, but even that's super rare because I'm not usually free with Autumn or whatever. But so it's not like I'm spending that much more time alone than I normally would.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that I don't have a choice that's weird.
Right.
That, and I was just talking to somebody else about it. It's weird to not see my mom. It's weird to not like you don't realize what a big difference physical contact is when you just don't have it. Like you guys, you're around so you can hug and you can, like you are around each other. But again, like I'm alone most of the time anyways, but just I went to drop something off to Mom the other day and excuse me, and I had to obviously stay. I just entered the door. I didn't touch the doorknob, anything like that. And she stayed on the other side of the kitchen, but it was just sort of like, like I couldn't hug her. I couldn't even like high five her. Yeah, it's so close but so far. And Dad, all he did was poke his head around the corner from the dining room and said, "Hi, I'm going now." So yeah, I know it's weird. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all right. It could be a whole lot worse, that's for sure. So
Definitely.
My thing now, and it will be easier since he and I have decided to just do 2 days on rather than like any stretches of 3 or more, unless we need to, of course. But I really need to, both when I have her and when I don't, kind of find some sort of schedule for myself. Because the first few days of this, like I think the first full day I spent at home was on Thursday. And I think I got her on Thursday as well. So I had her for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And so those were the 3. Thursday was the first full day, or maybe Friday was the first full day that I've spent with her since she was an infant, which is weird. Because it's like, either we would go to Mom and Dad's together, or I would drop her off for a little while, or she's at daycare or whatever, or she's with her dad. And I like the first like morning till night, full day. So we didn't really do anything with any kind of structure whatsoever. I'm pretty sure we both were in our pajamas all day long. And then the next couple of days, it was kind of the same, tried to sort of introduce a little bit of structure, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to try and incorporate some sort of structure with her because, well, for both of us, because we just both need it. It makes the day doesn't just make it go by faster because I'm not wishing time away, but it just sort of gives it a rhythm that, gives it energy rather than just sort of like dragging it out and hanging around.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find with the kids, it kind of gives them something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So they, like in the